Hello and welcome to today's episode of Platinum Talks Wealth. Emmy Nominated journalist Jennifer Rogers Markwell changed gears in her television career when she realized the need to help women make sense of investing. She regularly hosts educational workshops to empower women and others to take charge of their financial future. Now, join your host, Platinum Wealth Management President Jennifer Rogers Markwell, as she leads us into the world of money memories, money infidelities, and how these can mold our relationship with our personal finances as adults. Let's dive into today's episode.
Hi, thanks for joining us on the Platinum Talks Wealth podcast. I'm Jennifer Rogers Markwell, and today we're joined by Heather Black, the CEO of SuperMums. So Heather, thanks for joining us, and tell us a little bit about yourself and why you do what you do.
Oh, hi, Jennifer. Thank you so much for having me on the show. It's a pleasure to be here. So yes, I founded SuperMums in 2016 because I was very passionate about helping mums understand that there were career opportunities available to them that were well paid and also flexible. Because many women feel that when they have kids that they have to take that low paid role or they can work part-time hours, and they really have to put their career on hold. And having gone through that journey myself as a mum, I stumbled across the SalesForce ecosystem. And I was like, what's this SalesForce system? What does it do? And I learned how to build a CRM system that could empower an organization, a business or a nonprofit to manage all of their customer stakeholder data, and found out about a whole range of career choices that were possible in that ecosystem that would very much suit a mum who wants to work from home, wants to work remotely, wants to work flexibly, wants to work in a culture that is very supportive of all of that. And I was like, after doing it a couple of years myself, I was like, I've got to tell other people about that. And that's when I launched SuperMums to raise awareness of the career opportunities that it offers.
Finding balance is always the tough thing. In previous conversations, I've kind of delved into just that's a challenge, right? Balance with your family, with your life, with everything.
Absolutely. I think people feel like they have to compromise something and they can't be their full self. Like, when you become a mum, that is what defines you. And many women who've been professionals previously, feel like they've lost that part of themselves and that they can't have, progressive career anymore and that they've had to put themselves on hold. And I think that's really what has inspired me to, educate other mothers and dads. We've had dads and other people join our program, incidentally, to upskill and relaunch their careers. And for many people, they come back to us and say, it's changed my life. Thank you so much. Like, I can earn well, I can have a flexible life, and I can have something that I love. And actually what that does is ignite this spark inside them again, which makes them a better parent all round because they've reignited their energy, their enthusiasm, their passion for life and work. And they feel like they have it all. And that's, so rewarding to help many people find that balance again.
And I think having it all, whether people want to lean into the money conversation or not, money can definitely be a tool that helps you balance things out as well. When we talk about, money and money memories, what is a thought when you think back to your first money memory that's really molded your relationship with money as an adult?
I have always wanted to have a positive impact on people. And it's interesting because I would always, at school and at church, I would always make things and spend hours making things for nothing, obviously, and then selling them at church fairs or school fairs to fundraise for the charities that we were supporting at that time. And I went through this whole journey in life of doing that up until 18, and I went to university. And at university, I came across the term social entrepreneurship, and social entrepreneurship was the light bulb moment for me. It was about people that sold products and services, but to have a positive impact on other people. So I always see, well, there's not something for me personally, but social entrepreneurship is about running a business that is sustainable and profitable and can function, but its whole purpose is about making a difference to other people. And so that's what motivates me every day. It's about making that difference to other people. Equally, I want a salary because I want to have, I've got to make sure that the business runs sustainably and that I can have a house and a car and feed my kids. I'm a single mum now, so it's even more important than ever that I can sustain myself and, the time I have with my kids, etc. So, it's about that financial resilience, that financial independence is very important to me, always have done. Like I've always worked since I was 14, but there's a very social mission part of me as well. When I worked as a SalesForce consultant 3 days a week, it was actually helping transform that nonprofit or that business and helping everybody in that organization be happier because of the way that they're working. And it's about helping that business and that nonprofit to perform better and achieve more impact or achieve yet more income. But so I think, money plays a part. Like we all want to earn enough to live, but equally, the main thing is that what I'm doing gives me lifeblood as well. Like gives me that passion, that drive. I feel like I'm making a difference to people. And so, yeah, money and those two things always have to go hand in hand with me.
So another topic we like to discuss is, and I feel like it's almost more discussed than money memories, right? Is money infidelities. It's a big, scary, hairy word, right? And it's one of those things that could be as definable as maybe you're not being impeccable to yourself with how you're spending if you're on a budget and you're buying something outside of that, or to a partner if you're, spending money and not sharing that, if that's what your relationship looks like. What are some money infidelities you've ever heard or experienced yourself that have been impactful that folks could learn from?
Yeah, no, it's a great question. When we explored this together, it was interesting sort of what came up for me. I think debt finance and using debt to fund my personal professional development. And equally, I think that was the biggest sort of light bulb for me. I was always scared of getting into debt, borrowing money. I felt like it was a weakness that I didn't have money of my own to spend on things that would help progress and invest in myself to get me further, to earn more money. And I realized actually the people that do incredibly well have borrowed money from people to invest in their education, which has helped them become more successful. And so now I have that rethink. It's always like being in the dragon's den, right? It's like, well, why should I look for this money? What is it really going to do for me? So we have to be really convinced in ourselves and really clear on what it is that is really important for us about that we want to do or whatever you want to buy. Like it's, debt finance, you only really want to take it as an investment yourself that's going to help accelerate your opportunity, accelerate your promotion, your salary, etc. So you don't want to be spending, debt finance on a new pair of shoes or, something that's not going to get you from A to B. I think it's really important. But removing that challenging block around using debt finance to help me progress, I feel like in my 20s, I didn't progress because I didn't want debt finance. I felt like the first business that I ran, I felt like my first personal development, I didn't invest in it, because I was scared, that felt like a weakness, as I said, whereas actually in my 30s, I'm now 43, I've invested in myself a lot more and I feel so much more solid in myself, so much more solid in my learning and progressing and seeing that progression in terms of what I want to do. So I think that is one of the things that people can really change their psyche around is not being scared of money if it's going to be about investing themselves to further their own salary, their income and their professional development.
So before we wrap things up, I always like to ask, what are some tips and tricks that you have in your household to save money? That could be anything from I'm going to, the store on a special day where they offer a discount, or I'm, shopping online or whatever that looks like. But what are some tips and tricks that you've utilized?
Recycling. My friends got me into recycling things. So actually going around the house and going, we don't use that anymore, particularly like the kids, right? Because they go through toys and generations of toys and clothes and etc. And reselling them on eBay and then eBay or Facebook, etc. So that's been good. Like, you never quite get back what you had for originally, but it gives the kids pocket money to buy new things, which is really nice. And then they've got their own money to spend. And equally, in the UK, we can recycle clothes and get money for clothes for the store, and then it gives us vouchers to respend in the store. So looking at clever ways to recycle things, rather than, I typically have donated things as well. Obviously, I would always look to see if I can donate things. But in terms of recycling things in the house and making that budget go further, that's been my top tip that I'd like to share with people.
No, that's a good one, because I feel like when we look around, there's always stuff, right? There's stuff that are we using? Are we utilizing? Maybe not. Could it go to a better use? So no, that's fantastic. Well, thank you so much for spending some time with us today.
Oh, well, thank you for having me, Jennifer. That's been great.
Of course. And hopefully, again, for those of you at home listening or watching, thanks for joining us as well. And we hope that you'll join us our next Platinum Talks Wealth podcast.
If you enjoyed today's podcast, Platinum Talks Wealth, please subscribe and share. For more information about Jennifer Rogers Markwell or Platinum Wealth Management, please visit www.platinumwealth.net. Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor, member of FINRA and SIPC. The opinions voiced in this podcast are for general information only and are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. To determine which strategies or investments may be suitable for you, consult the appropriate qualified professional prior to making a decision. The guest speakers and their companies are not affiliated with or endorsed by LPL Financial or Platinum Wealth Management.